The man clearly notices that a thief has slipped into the shop, yet he acts as if nothing has happened and continues to calmly welcome customers who walk through the door. When customers are ready to check out and leave, he even warmly adds a small gift for them.
Useful for lighting fires, wrapping fish, that sort of thing.
The reason he seems so unconcerned is that the shop is doing poorly and is about to shut down. And before that happens, he wants to clear out as much inventory as possible. What he never could have imagined is that the beautiful woman who just visited his shop is actually a world-famous international star. He assumes their paths will never cross again. Yet fate works in mysterious ways. Just as William is heading home, he accidentally collides head-on with Anna, and the orange juice in his hand spills all over her clothes. William urgently wants to help her clean it up.
Get your hands off!
I'm really sorry. I live just over the street. I have water and soap. You can get cleaned up.
Anna pays little attention to his suggestion and turns to leave without looking back. However, when her eyes casually sweep across William's face, she suddenly realizes that the man in front of her is the kind shop owner she met earlier. In that instant, Anna's guardedness quietly melts away, and after a brief moment of thought, she agrees to William's offer. William brings Anna back to his messy rented apartment. The moment they step inside, he becomes busy at once, fumbling as he hurriedly tidies the place. Only after finishing does he invite Anna into the room. He shows her where the bathroom and the phone are, and both his movements and his tone reveal an unmistakable sense of nervousness. After Anna goes upstairs, he anxiously straightens the tableware again, with only one thought in mind: to leave a good impression on her. Before long, Anna finishes cleaning up and gracefully walks back downstairs. The elegant aura she gives off shines like brilliant starlight, instantly leaving William completely mesmerized. Not wanting to miss such a wonderful encounter, he desperately searches for topics.
Would you like a cup of tea before you go?
No.
Hoping to break the awkward distance between them, yet reality is less kind. Perhaps because the vast gap in their identities makes every exchange feel as though a thin veil stands between them, preventing true closeness. Even so, the sincerity William shows without the slightest disguise is like a warm ray of spring sunlight, deeply touching Anna's heart. But despite this, Anna still turns and leaves. Just as William is regretting his impulsive behavior, the doorbell rings again, and the visitor is Anna. It turns out she left something behind. After he hands it back to her, the two stand in silence. As a subtle emotion begins to rise in the air, unable to resist, she leans in and kisses William, and in that instant, the world seems to fall completely silent. Pulling himself out of that brief moment of beauty, William quickly apologizes to Anna for what just happened. A faint blush creeps onto Anna's cheeks, and with a shy smile, she turns and leaves. Bidding farewell to this fleeting encounter, William remains frozen in place, quietly savoring the sweetness of the moment. At that time, his roommate invites him to watch a movie tape, and on the screen appears none other than Anna, the woman he just met. On screen, every glance and every movement of hers radiates an irresistible charm. Only then does he suddenly realize that Anna is in fact the internationally famous star everyone is talking about. In an instant, a wave of disappointment tightly wraps around him. The enormous difference between their worlds feels like an unbridgeable divide, ruthlessly shattering the sweet fantasy that had just begun to grow in his heart. Soon, William's life returns to its usual calm, yet Anna's presence fills every corner of his days. However, fate is always full of irony. During a conversation with a friend, he learns that Anna once called his home landline. His heart jolts at the news, and he immediately calls her back. Even though he returns the call 3 days later, Anna does not blame him much and instead invites him to meet her at a hotel. After hanging up, the joy on William's face is impossible to hide. Before long, the day of the meeting arrives, and he specially buys a bouquet of flowers. After reaching the hotel, he anxiously searches for Anna's room, while noticing that a man has been following closely behind him. This makes William feel confused, but once he steps inside, he suddenly realizes that this is actually a press interview for Anna. At that moment, the staff ask about William's identity, leaving him momentarily speechless. Fortunately, he accidentally catches sight of a magazine.
Horse and Hound. The name's William Thacker. I think actually she might be expecting me.
Oh, okay. Take a seat and I'll go check.
The man beside him seems to notice William's panic and even jokes about the flowers in his hand. To avoid embarrassment, William quickly explains that the flowers are for his seriously ill grandmother. The staff lead William to Anna's room, where he hands her the carefully prepared flowers and apologizes for not answering her call earlier. Just then, the manager suddenly appears and interrupts their conversation. William can only imitate the manager's tone and casually answer a few questions.
The film's great. And I just was wondering whether you ever thought of having more horses in it.
After the manager leaves, Anna finally tells William the truth. She explains that she called him over only to apologize for the kiss, saying she herself does not understand why she acted so impulsively and hopes it did not cause him any trouble. These words make the atmosphere heavy and turn William's expectations into nothing more than bubbles.
This is very weird. It's the sort of thing that happens in dreams, not in real life. I mean, good dreams. It's
What happens next in the dream?
dream scenario.
At that moment, William also breaks free from his fantasies, realizing that such unrealistic hopes were never meant to come true. Urged by the manager, the two end their brief conversation. Just as William is about to leave, he is told that more interviews are still waiting for him, and left with no choice. He can only put on an act and answer them one by one. When everything finally ends, he is stopped again and led by the staff into another room. Thinking more trivial matters await him, he opens the door only to find that Anna has been waiting there all along. She tells William that she canceled her evening plans and decided to have dinner with him instead. Before he can even feel happy, William remembers that he has to go home that night to celebrate his sister's birthday.
No, I mean, if it's fine with you, I'll be your date.
You'll be my date to my little sister's birthday party.
Not wanting William to feel disappointed again, Anna accompanies him to his sister's party. Everyone is surprised by Anna's arrival, except for William's brother, who clearly does not welcome her and even deliberately makes things difficult.
Always imagined it's a pretty tough job, though, acting. I mean, the wages are a scandal, aren't they?
They can be.
I mean, last film you did, what did you get paid?
$15 million.
This leaves his brother completely stunned, and he cannot help but wonder how William managed to meet such an international star. At the dinner table, Anna chats freely with William's family, showing not the slightest sense of superiority despite her status. Everyone sits together like an ordinary family, chatting about everyday trivial matters, which somehow become especially delightful amid their laughter. Watching the warm and loving atmosphere, a long-lost sense of warmth fills Anna's heart. After dinner, the two wander through the streets together, and without realizing it, they arrive beside a park. But it is already late at night and the park is closed, so William immediately tries to climb in, only to fail twice in a row. By contrast, Anna climbs over with surprising ease, leaving William astonished, as the elegant and graceful star turns out to be quite skilled at this. Through William's persistent effort, he finally manages to climb over the iron gate as well. At this moment, Anna is completely immersed in the fairy tale-like night view, and when William catches up, the two naturally kiss again. If the first kiss was an accidental seed scattered by fate, then this one marks the moment when the seeds of love truly take root and begin to grow. The hazy moonlight spills through the trees, illuminating their happy silhouettes. They come to a bench, engraved with the deep vow of a couple promising lifelong devotion. Anna slowly sits down, and a subtle shift quietly takes place in their relationship. From then on, the two often go to movies together and share dinners, just like a couple in the midst of falling in love, casting aside all thoughts of status and simply savoring the beauty that love brings. At that moment, a group of diners at a nearby table are enthusiastically gossiping about Anna's past scandals, their words filled with sarcasm and biting mockery. Faced with their relentless slander, William can no longer sit still, and he forces down his anger as he walks over to them.
I wish I hadn't overheard your conversation, but I did. And I just think, the person you're talking about is a real person, and I think she probably deserves a little bit more consideration rather than having jerks like you drooling over her.
Oh, sod off, mate. Why, you her dad?
Their shameless replies leave William visibly uncomfortable. Just as he is about to say something, Anna pulls him away. and she feels grateful that William was willing to stand up for her. Meanwhile, the group behind them not only shows no restraint, but becomes even more aggressive. Seeing this, Anna slowly walks forward.
No, look, I'm
No, no,
really
no,
sorry.
no, no. Leave it. It's, I'm sure you didn't mean any harm. I'm sure it was just friendly banter. I'm sure you guys have dicks the size of peanuts. Enjoy your dinner. The tuna's really good.
After that, Anna turns and leaves, leaving them standing there in stunned silence. After escorting Anna back to the hotel, she unexpectedly invites William upstairs to sit for a while. Hearing this, William gladly agrees, and just like before, Anna asks him to wait 5 minutes while she tidies up. At this moment, William's heart is completely filled with anticipation. 5 minutes later, William pushes the door open, but Anna looks unusually flustered and even urges him to leave at once. William does not understand what is happening until a strange man suddenly appears before him. Shocked and at a loss, William claims to be a hotel staff member providing room service, trying to protect Anna's dignity. As he gathers the clutter, he turns his head and sees the man lean in and kiss Anna. This scene drags William brutally back to reality, as only moments ago they were lost in the sweetness of love. Yet in the blink of an eye, she is in someone else's arms. The overwhelming sense of contrast crashes into William's heart.
I think goodbye is traditional.
With that, William turns and leaves. He walks out the door with heavy steps, each one feeling like he is stepping on sharp gravel. As piercing pain spreads from his feet through his entire body, the noise around him seems cut off completely, leaving only his heavy heartbeat pounding against his shattered dreams. From that night on, William shuts himself off from the world, replaying Anna's films over and over again. His family grows deeply worried about his condition, hoping he can move on from this heartbreak. His brother even compares Anna to a goddess and William to an ordinary man, saying that relationships like this have never ended well throughout history. Because of this, the family tries to set William up with someone, yet he still cannot move on, meeting 3 different women, none of whom can truly enter his heart like Anna did. In the end, there is nothing his family can do. He believes their paths will never cross again. But one day, Anna knocks on William's door once more. The moment he opens the door, William is left completely stunned. It turns out that photos of them together were taken by paparazzi. The media exaggerated their relationship, and Anna used the opportunity to break up with her ex-boyfriend. Their relationship had already faded away, and the only reason it dragged on was to protect his fragile pride. Because of this, her hotel is now surrounded by reporters, and the media even dig up old scandals and embarrassing photos from her past. Caught in a storm of public attention, Anna has no choice but to come to William for temporary refuge. Seeing the woman he loves standing before him again, William is overwhelmed with emotion and gladly agrees to help her. After that, the two seem to return to their earlier days of affection, enjoying leisurely afternoon tea together and rehearsing lines from movies side by side. That night, Anna approaches William with eyes full of intense emotion, and unable to resist, they kiss and share a night filled with longing. However, beautiful moments are always fleeting. A hurried knock at the door shatters that illusion in an instant. William puts on his clothes and opens the door, only to be met with a frenzy of flashing cameras. He quickly shuts the door, but before he can stop Anna, it is pushed open again. Anna is deeply shaken, realizing her whereabouts have been exposed, and she calls her manager in confusion, only to learn that William's roommates sold her location for money. This revelation fills Anna with fury, and overwhelmed by emotion, she has a fierce argument with William. William, however, feels it is not a big deal, forgetting that they come from completely different worlds, where even the smallest incident can be magnified by the media and potentially damage her career. Anna gets dressed and turns to leave, and William stops her, hoping she will not be affected by this.
You're right. Of course, you're right. It's just that I've dealt with this garbage for 10 years. You've had it for 10 minutes.
I mean, today's newspapers will be lining tomorrow's waste paper bin.
Excuse me?
Well, it's just one day. Tomorrow, today's papers will all have been thrown out.
You really don't get it. Anything about me, they'll dig up these photos. Newspapers last forever. I'll regret this forever.
Soon after, under her manager's protection, Anna moves through the crowded crowd and disappears from William's sight. The tightly closed door becomes a heavy and unyielding barrier between them, separating their hearts into two different worlds, each hiding a loneliness no one else can see. As time quietly passes, an entire year slips by without a sound. William has long settled into a new life, and on the surface, nothing seems to have changed very much. One day, his sister finds William and excitedly hands him a note, on which is written the phone number of Anna's manager, but William only glances at it once before tossing it into the trash, because he no longer wants to sink back into the pain of the past. The family is relieved to see William move forward, yet during a conversation with his brother, he learns that Anna will be returning to Notting Hill to film again. His brother knows well that William has never truly let Anna go, and he hopes William will be brave enough to pursue the love in his heart. After an intense inner struggle, William finally decides to face this unfinished chapter of his feelings. He gathers his courage and goes to the filming location, but before the two can exchange more than a few words, the crew urges Anna to continue shooting, leaving William no choice but to wait backstage. However, once he puts on the stage headset...
So who was that rather diffident chap I saw you talking to around the back?
No one. Just some guy from the past. That's a bit of an awkward situation, really. I don't know what he's doing here.
What he hears leaves his heart completely cold. He never imagined that the love he held so sincerely would be seen by her as nothing more than an insignificant episode. Perhaps from the very beginning, the two of them were never meant to have an ending. With his heart shattered and his emotions in ruins, he leaves this painful place without looking back. Yet the very next day, Anna unexpectedly seeks William out again. She explains that the conversation he overheard was only meant to avoid unnecessary trouble and did not reflect her true feelings. Coming here today, she says, is simply because she hopes to reclaim the love they once shared.
With you, I'm in real danger. It seems like a perfect situation, apart from that foul temper of yours. But my relatively inexperienced heart would, I fear, not recover if I was once again cast aside, as I would absolutely expect to be. There are just too many pictures of you, too many films. You know, you'd go and I'd be, well, buggered, basically.
Fine. Good decision. And don't forget, I'm also just a girl standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her.
Without realizing it, Anna's eyes have already begun to redden. Despite her deep reluctance, she gently kisses William on the cheek with an indescribable sense of longing, then carries the weight of her guilt as she leaves the place where their story first began. After Anna leaves, William stands there in a daze, his heart unable to calm down for a long time. He gathers his family together to discuss what to do next, and the troublemaking roommate rushes over as well. As everyone sits together sharing their thoughts, William comes to realize that he simply cannot let go of this love.
Oh, sod a dog, I've made the wrong decision, haven't I? Max, how fast is your car?
He jumps into his brother's car and heads straight for Anna's hotel without hesitation, but when he asks at the front desk, he is told that Anna has already checked out, and the staff also informs him that she will be holding a press conference at the Savoy Hotel before flying to the United States. Hearing this, William cannot help but plant a grateful kiss on the hotel clerk. This action causes a misunderstanding, making others think that kissing the front desk is the key to getting information. They immediately drive toward the press conference, but heavy traffic soon blocks their way. Knowing that time is running out, in this extremely tense moment, the roommate steps forward decisively, walking into the road to stop passing cars and clear a path for them. William seizes the chance and races toward the press conference venue, but when he finally arrives, he is stopped once again at the entrance. At that moment, his sister steps forward.
And you are?
Writing an article on how London hotels treat people in wheelchairs.
It's in the Lancaster room. I'm afraid you're rather late.
By the time William rushes into the hall, the press conference is already nearing its end, and reporters are firing questions at Anna. Seizing the moment, William pours out his true feelings to her.
Miss Scott, are there any circumstances in which the two of you might be more than just good friends?
I hoped there would be, but no, I'm assured there aren't.
But what would you say if...
I'm sorry. Just the one question, please.
No, it's all right. You were saying?
I was just wondering if... just wondered whether... if Mr. Thacker realized he'd been a daft prick and got down on his knees and begged you to reconsider whether you would, in fact, then reconsider.
The atmosphere in the room tightens to its breaking point as everyone waits for Anna's response, and Anna finally says the words he has been longing to hear.
Yes, I believe I would.
The love between William and Anna is like a dazzling yet turbulent dream. Differences in status and the noise of the outside world repeatedly tear them apart, causing hope to shatter and reunite like fragile bubbles. Yet William never gives up, charging forward for love with unwavering courage, even when it leaves him deeply hurt. It turns out that love is never an easy road, filled with doubt, misunderstanding, and pain. But as long as love lives in the heart, one should face it with courage, just like William, and overcome every obstacle. Life is the same way, as hardship and setbacks are always present. But if we stay true to our hearts and keep moving forward without fear, we will meet our own rainbow after the storm and embrace warmth and happiness that allow life to shine in its own unique way.